What's going on, guys? Foley Brothers here for another video. Finally, it's been a while. Over videos, we say, you know, we're gonna make them in a week or two. It's been like a month.
Yeah.
As you can tell by the title of this video, it's a good video. Finally, we did something where we actually made progress.
You mean I made progress?
Well, mostly Matt.
I do all the. This is how it works in this house. Ready?
I'm the cameraman.
Nick does all the camera work, and I do all the actual work.
And then Matt does the editing, and I do all the Instagram work. Follow us on Convertible Brothers at Instagram.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
All right, let's get to the video. Come on.
But as you can tell by the thumbnail, by the title, we actually just fixed the roof on our 2005 SL500. For those of you who don't know, we got this car back in May.
Yeah.
I think May.
Yeah.
We were actually going to buy it, but we had just bought the Causey, so we told our dad to buy it for his daily. So
yeah, so this is his car.
So it's his car, so he actually foot the bill on this one.
He's paying the bill on this one.
Yeah, so what happened is, quick before Matt goes and explains everything on what happened, 3 cylinders were bad.
Yeah.
We took it to an independent shop. He said these cars, there's so much work involved.
Yeah, it's a complex system. It's not you know, like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into, you know, this convertible top.
So for an independent shop, it takes a lot of time up on their rack, and it's not worth it for them unless they charge out the for us. So it wasn't worth it. Then we went to our Mercedes-Benz dealer, and we actually talked to a technician personally, and he told us the last one that they worked on, it was 24 hours in diagnostics.
No, 24 hours of total labor.
Total labor and everything.
Yeah,
so you know, at $133 an hour before parts, I mean, it didn't make any sense for us to go there.
Yeah.
So the only thing we could do was work on it ourselves. So
yeah,
obviously we waited until now where it's like 30 degrees outside.
Yeah, because like we said, it's our dad's car, so he's been driving it every day in the summer, and we just didn't have time to, you know, let the car sit in the garage so we could take it all apart.
This has been sitting in the garage for 2 weeks working on this.
Yeah, so well, I mean, like on and off a little bit, you know, because we had to order some parts and whatnot. So basically, what we did was we noticed there was a leak coming out of the pump. Every time we'd put fluid in it, we would try the top.
Disaster.
It wouldn't work, but there would just be fluid all over the trunk, and we were like, oh, maybe it's the pump. And then we were thinking, like, no, I don't think it's the pump. So what we did was we took off all the paneling in the trunk. We took off the paneling in the ceiling, the headliner.
Yeah, everything around the.
We took it all out, so all of the hydraulic, the cylinders are all exposed.
Which that makes it really easy. Obviously, this video is not a how-to, but we're trying to explain because there's really no videos on YouTube on how to even go about even starting this. And like Matt said, when you take apart all the paneling in the trunk, we'll show you in a second.
You can see everything.
It makes life so much easier. Oh my gosh.
We probably should have did like a step-by-step how-to video.
But we didn't know what we were doing.
We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't want to steer you guys in the wrong direction. But anyways, we took it all apart, and what we did was we inspected all the cylinders for leaks because they have these little seals on them that tend to leak over time. And we actually found there was 3 cylinders, we'll show you which ones they were, that needed replaced because they were leaking. And we changed all those, and I put the top up and down like 3-4 times.
Yeah, I mean, we'll put a clip here in the video of it going working.
So far, it's actually working. Now, I will say this, it doesn't really sound the best, but it does go up and down.
It goes up and down, that's all that matters, because before it was just a really nice hard top.
Yeah, now it actually works, but we'll show you guys everything inside the trunk and inside the ceiling, show you all the cylinders and stuff while it's all taken apart.
Let's go and show them.
And yeah, let's do it. Alright guys, so basically what we had to do was we had to remove all the paneling. So here is the A-pillar here, and I don't know if I really need to remove this one or not, but I did it anyways. Here's the roof. Took this whole panel out, all around the panel. Cylinder. Yeah, and so here's, the lock-in cylinder is a very common one, which ours actually was not bad, so that was a good thing. And this makes it so much easier because you can actually look at all the lines and see if there's any leaks coming out of anywhere. But everything up here actually was in good shape, no visible leaks that we saw. And so that we could square that away and know that there wasn't anything wrong here.
Just to mention, because a lot of people, like Matt, we said earlier, there's really no videos of this on YouTube. Another thing, you don't. Sometimes when these ones go in the roof, you actually don't have to take all this apart because you'll notice the hydraulic fluid leaking, you know, around the headliner. So sometimes these things right here will get like saggy because of the. Yeah, sometimes what will happen is whenever the fluid starts to leak, this little like weather stripping will start to like get like these curls in it. I don't know if you can kind of see that there. Let me see if I can focus in on it. That's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, it starts to curl a little bit. So obviously at some point, ours was, you know, there was a leak in here at some point because all the paneling in here, it's been re-glued. And if anyone has ever done this job, you know that taking this paneling out, the only way you can put it back is either you buy new clips or glue it. Ours had so much glue on it, so obviously it's been done multiple times, so we're gonna end up gluing ourselves too. But all right, guys, so this is where it starts to look complex, but it's really not as bad as you know most people make it out to be. So here's is the pump. Now all of the hydraulic lines from the roof, they all plug into the side right here. I'll turn so you can see it. None of this is put back together yet, guys.
Yeah, we didn't put anything back together because we wanted to show you guys. So there's all the lines where they go in. They're all numbered too, so you'll know exactly where they need to be. But anyways, there's the pump.
Too, also, the lines are numbered, so you have to put them specifically where they go, or if not, it's not going to work.
Yeah, they all have numbers on them, so you know exactly where they're coming from. But basically, so if you can grab the light, bring it over here. You can see there's a cylinder. There's the big ones are back in there. Those are kind of hard to replace. Luckily, ours weren't leaking, but I guess the only way you could tell if they're leaking is, you know, you just look and see if they're wet with fluid. But luckily, ours were in good shape. Now, here's what we did replace on ours. This well, I should go to this side because we changed this one first.
Yeah.
We noticed in the floor here, there was a big puddle of fluid. I guess we have a picture, right?
Yeah, somewhere.
We could put a picture in. And then we were able to pinpoint it to this cylinder right here on the side. What's the actual name for this one? I forget.
I don't know. It's just the rear.
Anyways,
rear right.
This one, put the light on there, Nick.
You see it?
No, a little more. There you go. This one was leaking. The seal on the back was shot, and it was just gushing fluid out.
I mean, matter of fact, when we took everything apart, because like I said before, we had all the paneling on, and it was leaking, but the paneling was kind of like
covering it. So
covering it like a splash guard. When you take the paneling off, and that thing is shot everywhere, it's not like a hose of fluid going.
Yeah, so that was the first one we replaced, and they're actually really easy. This is actually really easy work. The hardest part actually was taking all the paneling off, but once it's off, it's easy because all you have is. Let me see if we can get the light over here, Nick. All you have is there's a little screw right there. There's one right here. Those slide out, and this just pops right out.
And a lot of factory zip ties.
Yeah, that, and then you have to trace the lines because the lines go all the way in the back over here. See? And they're just all zip tied together. You can tell.
We haven't put them back yet, but
you'll see. Yeah, you could tell we zip tied all these lines. We had to put them back the way they were, but there's just a bunch of zip ties holding all those lines in. And then it comes down through here behind the battery. You can see them. They're all together. Runs all the way through here, and then goes to the pump. So we changed that one first, and it still didn't solve the problem. Then we noticed the one
side was working, the other side, this side wasn't.
Yeah, then we noticed this side was also leaking too. And same procedure, two screws here, and this comes right out. You're gonna see there's a lot of zip ties. There's zip ties here, here, here. You'll have to cut all the zip ties so you can get the lines out, but this literally just pops right out once the screws come out. And same thing, you have to come down here to the pump. Now let me show you real fast how this pump works. All right, guys, so basically the way it works here with the pump is, first what we did was we depressurized the system. There is a little tiny, well, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little screw right there that you have to turn counterclockwise to depressurize it. And once it's depressurized, you can mess with all the lines. So let me turn this pump to the side and show you how this actually works, because there's a little trick to it to getting all these out. Yeah, hold the camera. Go ahead.
The camera, man. That's my job.
So the way this works is there's these little screws. There's 1, 2, 3 on this side, then 1, 2, 3, 4 holding this gold plate down. And the way it works is once you take these screws out, this plate is like a locking mechanism. So once these screws are out, you shift the plate this way, and then it allows you to slide these hydraulic lines in and out. But if the plates, if you don't do that, you can't actually physically pull these out. So you have to take those screws out and slide this to the left, so it kind of unlocks.
And when you put the,
you can see, like, get a little closer. You can see the little, well, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little pattern there on the gold plate.
And when you actually put the lines back in, if you don't put them in right, you'll know, because you won't be able to slide it back up.
Yeah. So it's very easy. It's not hard. If someone has any questions, you can ask us.
This whole disaster back here of wires, this is what it looks like from the factory. So when you take it apart yourself, you're looking like, oh my gosh, this is a mess.
It looks overwhelming, but I promise it's actually really, really easy. I mean, all it is lines that go into this pump.
I mean, the cylinders that are like back there, over in there, those might be a little bit harder to get to. Obviously, we haven't done that. But the ones that we did back here were very easy. Like Matt said, taking all this apart was the hardest part.
Yeah, really, it's just a matter of undoing all the zip ties and disconnecting these hydraulic lines and putting them back in. But anyways, moving on. So we changed the other locking.
You can tell there's still some of the fluid back here that you can tell. So
we have to clean it up so we can inspect it, make sure.
Yeah, we have socks and papers in here trying to clean it.
Anyway, so after we changed that one, we noticed this one under here had a severe leak.
Oh, that was bad. And let me see if you can get.
Let me see if we can pull this up to show everybody the way that this works. This trunk, to actually get this to open up. Let me see if I can set this down. What you have to do is, it's going to take two people. You're going to have to unlatch these on both sides. I'll actually show you how it works.
Go on, show them, Matt.
You have to use this little Allen wrench. Is what these are called, Nick?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, you go like this, twist it.
That's how you manually lift this up.
You twist it, and it disengages that cylinder.
And you come on this side.
We'll actually do this so we can show you guys. Same thing on this side. Look, go put the camera on, Nick. Show them. You can see it right here. Just go ahead and put this in there, and then you're going to disengage that manually, just like that. And you can actually do it inside the roof too if you wanted to. Same thing, it's right on the locking cylinder. The way this works is, each one of us have to put our hand on this and another one here and kind of just lift up on it.
Oh, wait.
And then,
there it goes.
Yeah, just pull straight up.
It's awkward, so it's not heavy, it's just awkward.
Yeah. There's another cylinder back here.
Man, why don't you grab that light over there?
That's what I'm going to do, make it easier. There's another cylinder back here that was completely shot. It was drenched with fluid. And I'll take the camera so I can show them. This cylinder down in here. Again, this one, I mean, these are all pretty straightforward to replace. It's not hard. All right, now the way this one comes off, it's pretty straightforward. There's a little clip right here in the end. You'll just need a flathead screwdriver to pop it off. There's one there, and then there's going to be one all the way at the bottom. You pop both of these clips off, and then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to obviously disconnect the lines from the pump. And then there's a little electro plastic connector that it's like it hugs this little cylinder and it pops right off. It's very easy to do. It's pretty straightforward. You have to pop that off and disconnect the little wire on there, and then you'll just kind of have to, you know,
fondle it.
You're kind of gonna have to just play with the roof a little bit so you can get this cylinder to compress a little bit so you can wiggle it off, because all it is 2 clips holding it on, basically.
Now there's a trick though when you put it back in, so tell them that.
What's the trick?
It comes to get it to stretch all the way down to get that bolt in. You got to close the roof again.
Well, depending on, yeah, they're probably all going to come compressed. So what we did was we put this one on first. We
closed the roof.
I say we lowered the trunk and locked it back into place on those cylinders.
The trunk, not the roof.
And then once it was in, because obviously this is compressed.
You use the screwdriver and go right here. Well, that clip's obviously going to be off. And then you kind of just push down until you get the bolt through.
Yeah, it gives you, it's compressed, so you'll be able to get the pin through here and put that little clip back on. And, I mean, other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's really not hard stuff. I was actually surprised. I mean, it's very straightforward. There's a little, I don't know if you can see right here, there's a little electrical connector right here that plugs into this little plastic thing. I mean, it just pops right off. This thing too pops right off. It's not hard.
If you got this far, you can figure this out.
I say if you can get this far, you can figure this out. It's very simple, but
we had no really instructions. Matt kind of just played around with this.
I say I tried to look at videos on YouTube. No one really had anything. And that's part of the reason why we didn't actually make a how-to video the whole step of the way.
It's easier just to kind of explain it, and you guys do like we did,
because it was basically like a learning process for us, and I mean, we figured it out luckily. Basically, the only way you could tell where the issue is coming from.
You gotta take this all out.
Take it all the paneling out inside the trunk and just look for leaks. It's pretty much that simple.
You'll see, like Matt said, when this one was leaking, as soon as we took his pin off, it was a disaster. Yeah. It was the Niagara Falls of fluid all over this trunk.
We'll put a picture. This whole like section here is completely filled with fluid.
Oh, I mean, it just went all over the place, and it went all over because there's a little drain plug down there. Yeah. It went all over the garage.
I say this was. I mean, it was right there. You can see it was leaking. It was a disaster. Same with this side. This was real bad.
You can still see some of the fluid around that system where it leaked out. So we got to clean
this. Yeah, we're gonna clean this up really nice before we put it back together. But yeah, same thing here. This one, I mean, this one was a little bit harder than the other ones on the side, but it's still very easy. If you can. Anybody really can do this. It's really not hard work. It just takes a lot of time. A lot of time.
I say so far, like, I don't know if we said in the video or not, but we're at least, what, 11 hours right now without putting it back together.
Yeah, because a lot of like I said, a lot of the work comes in. All these lines are tucked underneath these little plastic, I don't know what you want to call these. They're all in there, and they're all zip tied all the way around. So you have to cut all the zip ties off, so it's kind of a pain, but...
We're probably going to have at least 2.5 hours to put this back together, redo all the roof trim and everything.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be like maybe 13 hours for us, probably.
Yeah.
For someone that really doesn't know what they're doing, that wants to try to save money, probably 15 hours, but...
yeah.
I mean, if we took this to the dealership right now, we're over $3,000 all day.
Oh,
literally
yeah.
all day.
Yeah, so it's not cheap, so you're better off learning how to do it yourself. I mean, it's easy work. It just takes patience and time, really.
I'll say because each cylinder is like $450, I want to say, for brand new ones. We got ours from Top Hydraulics, not a plug, but they were what, $100 some remanufactured with a 3-year warranty.
Yeah, you have to send your old one back to the core.
So we got those from there, and so as parts wise, all 3 of these cylinders we got are cheaper than one brand new one.
Yeah, all in with the 3 cylinders. Once we get our core deposit back. It'll be, I think, $435. I did the math for those 3 cylinders. So it's very reasonable, and there's a 3-year warranty on those, which is nice. But I mean, like I said, I mean it looks complicated. I mean, it is kind of complicated, but it's not hard work. I mean, you can see all the lines. They're right there. They're right there, and they just come right out from the. Well, I don't know if you can see in there. Those are the big cylinders back there. Those are the kind of hard ones. There's a total of 11 cylinders. 8 for the convertible top, 3 for the roll bar.
Roll bar.
Yeah, so luckily when we got these 3 done, squared away, and
hopefully it works all summer.
Yeah, hopefully it works all summer. We'll see, but I mean we're in the winter now, so who knows. All right, one thing I do want to tell you guys real fast is how to put the fluid in this pump. You're gonna have to use a syringe to do it. And the way
what, a 10 mil syringe?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Any syringe will work. The way it works is you have to use one of these little Allen wrenches, and you have to take this screw off. And then this one you have to take off too. This one is just like a breather. That way you can get the air out while you're filling it up. Although it didn't really work. We had to actually like wiggle this around, tilt it back and forth.
Do like a little thumb thing as a plunger.
Yeah, every time we put a little bit in, it would kind of just ooze its way out.
So there's a little bit of air in there, so you just gotta work with it. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Like we said earlier, this is not a how-to video because we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable giving step-by-step advice if I've never done this before. So
this is more of a video of like if you're trying to tackle it yourself.
Yeah.
We're just trying to help explain like the process of where to start and how to do it versus like the actual how-to.
Basically, just a video of us showing you guys we're not losers and we actually know how to work on our cars. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, so I mean, this video's got to help because we didn't have any videos to go from on YouTube. So I'm sure this is going to help somebody. One person that helps will be awesome. Yeah. And one thing too, probably the best thing to do if you buy one of these SLs, especially if you get them cheap. Top Hydraulics has a kit. I believe it's $1,500, and you get all the cylinders and the pump.
Yeah, it's $1,500. You have to. They give you two options. Either you send your all your cylinders to them, and then they send you out the new ones, or you order them and then you just send it back.
Which is probably the better option. Just
But it's nice because I mean we didn't do this because we don't want to spend all that money on it right now. But for $1,500, they have the brand new refurbished pump, all the cylinders for $1,500. I mean, you change that, you're good.
The whole roof is good, and you got a 3-year warranty on the whole entire roof.
Yeah, so that's really nice. You know, if you want to just change it all once and be done with it.
Yeah, especially if you're taking it all apart. You know, that's probably would have been the better option. But
yeah,
you know, we just did a conductor plate on this. I don't know if you know that was $1,000 or $1,000.
Yeah, that was not cheap. Yeah, so I just want to give you guys like a quick little recap here. Basically, the best thing to do is start off by taking out all the paneling in the roof, take out all the paneling in the trunk. That way,
make sure you fill that hydraulic fluid up.
Yeah, make sure your pump is completely filled with fluid. Which do we show them how to do that?
Oh no, we'll go back and put it in here.
Yeah, it's real easy. We'll put it before this. But anyways, yeah. So take all the paneling out. The one thing I will say is when you take the paneling out in the ceiling, chances are actually you have a 100% guarantee of breaking all the clips. It's just the way it is.
So you either go to the store and buy some hot glue, crazy glue, cement glue, Gorilla glue, or buy new clips.
Yeah, all of our paneling was replaced. I mean, you could tell it had glue on it before, so we're just gonna glue it back in there. You're gonna break it. That's just the way it is. Once you have all the cylinders exposed, inspect them for leaks, and then once you see the leaks, that's a good sign that the cylinders are shot. So
I say if you do the process of this, it's going to be so much easier. Like we said, it's good. The most of your time is going to be taking this apart and putting it back together. Once it's all apart, once everything's apart, you're going to find the issue no problem within an hour.
Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of people like you go on the forums, they're like, "Oh, Convertible tops are a nightmare. Like it's a disaster. It's so expensive to fix." And after fixing this, I mean, obviously we didn't do the hard ones, but after fixing this, I mean, it's really not.
It's just a lot of time.
Hard. Yeah, it's just a matter of disconnecting.
And we're not even master tech, so I guess after Matt did this, I guess you call him master tech. He's gonna raise the rates for me for whatever.
Yeah, I'm raising the rates for me.
$133 an hour.
Yeah, it's really not that hard. I would definitely, if you have a SL or this might be a
CLK,
similar, it might be similar to a CLK and an SLK, but if you have problems,
E-Class convertible now.
Yeah, if you have problems with your convertible top, I would give it a try before you take it to the dealer. You'll save all kind of money if you can do it this way. Really, it's really not that bad.
Put it this way: if you can take it apart, you can do this no problem.
Yeah, the hard part, in my opinion, is gonna be putting all the paneling back in the right way.
And trust us, you guys know. Look how many videos we fail on. We try to do everything in it. We get like halfway through start or something happens. So
we fail 90% of the time.
This is a good video.
Yeah, this is a good one. Hopefully you guys like this video.
Yeah, I mean, it hopefully helps somebody. But that's like we said, that's pretty much it. Follow us on Instagram, because if you guys follow us on Instagram, you guys know we've already been working on this for 2 weeks. You know, you saw the pictures of all the behind the scenes and
it didn't actually take 2 weeks. What happens is we had to order the cylinder on the passenger side here. After we replaced that one, we realized the other two were leaking, so we had to wait a couple more days for the other parts to come in. So,
but 2 days to take it all apart, though.
Yeah, it took some time because we wanted to be careful not to ruin anything.
And we ended up breaking a lot of clips. But.
Yeah, so now the only steps we have left to do is we have to put the paneling back in, and we have to zip tie all the lines back to where they were.
Yeah,
so.
But you guys can figure that out if you went this far. So.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
We'll see you guys in the next video.